How the media led the Great Racial Awakening. The last decade has seen a steady erosion of unity and cohesion, with a small but vocal group of individuals relentlessly picking at the most tender scab of American society. Through ceaseless propaganda and insidious messaging, they have succeeded in convincing a large portion of the population that racism is pervasive and that they themselves are complicit in this systemic oppression. It is a troubling paradox that 60 years after the Civil Rights Act, 15 years after the election of the first black president, and with a black vice president in the White House, half of America believes the other half to be racist. The question then arises, how did we get here? The answer lies in the pervasive and relentless barrage of racial propaganda that we have been subjected to over the past decade. Racial riots, fueled by a distorted narrative, have torn through our biggest cities, causing widespread destruction and further stoking the flames of division. The media, too, has played a significant role in sowing discord, using words like white privilege, systemic racism, and police brutality to rile up public sentiment. The timing of this messaging is particularly suspicious. 10 years ago, all major newspapers began using racially charged language at the same time, almost as if it were a coordinated effort. Television stations followed suit, with these buzzwords appearing in every teleprompter script. As a result, Americans started to feel guilty, angry, and desperate. The propaganda was working. This propaganda has been particularly effective among a specific demographic, mostly college-educated white liberals who dominate the media, the Democratic Party, and the corridors of power in New York and D.C. For this group, racism has become the biggest problem in America, and they have begun to see racists everywhere, including among their friends, neighbors, and coworkers. As a result, people have stopped talking to each other, and HR complaints have skyrocketed. The media has also played a significant role in amplifying this messaging. The New York Times and Washington Post, for instance, have published the word racism nearly 1,000% more than they did in 2011. The result has been a society that is increasingly divided, with Americans feeling more guilty and more racist than ever before, despite the country actually becoming less racist. The situation has only worsened in recent years, with BLM riots causing widespread destruction and chaos, while the media turned a blind eye to the violence, even describing it as mostly peaceful. Instead of fortifying and defending the country against these race riots, the government took the opposite approach, standing down and even encouraging the unrest. This is not incompetence. It is a deliberate strategy designed to sow further division. Perhaps most concerning of all is the fact that our leaders have forced critical race theory, a divisive and destructive ideology, onto our children's schools. This toxic messaging teaches our kids to hate each other, to view America as a fundamentally racist country, and to assign blame solely on the basis of skin color. It teaches young black kids that they are perpetual victims and that the system is rigged against them. This is the poison that the media and the government have been pushing for the last 10 years. The result is a country that is more divided than ever before, with people retreating to their corners and refusing to engage in meaningful dialogue. America's race relations have taken a nosedive, and it remains to be seen whether we can pull ourselves back from the brink of this dangerous precipice.